Hello, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us today for an informative and exciting webinar to discover all the new things about Windstar Cruises. My name is Johanna de Guzman. I'm the Manager of Industry Relations for North American Travel Trade Membership here at CLIA, and I'm going to quickly go through some housekeeping before introducing our presenter. The webinar will run for about 45 to 50 minutes with time for questions at the end. Please feel free to type your questions into the questions module of the webinar, and we will get to them at the conclusion of the presentation. This webinar is being recorded and will be posted on CLIA's YouTube channel, CLIA Global. It is my pleasure to introduce our speaker, Joe Jeffo. With 20 years of extensive experience in the sector as a sales leader, Joe joined Windstar Cruises in 2023 as Director of Field Sales. He is responsible for guiding the small ship cruise lines North America field sales team comprised of regional sales and strategic account managers. Joe's key focus is increasing brand awareness, managing the sales and marketing and activities with strategic accounts, and connecting with all trade partners that are responsible for all North America. And with that, take it away, Joe.
Thank you, Johanna. I didn't realize I did all that stuff, but thank you. So I'm going to skip right to the next slide. So no, welcome everyone. It's a pleasure to be here. I enjoy doing these things. There's so much going on at Windstar. So there I am. I won't go tell you who I am because Joanna just did, but we have a lot going on. So I'm going to share everything that's happening at Windstar, and we're very excited about the progression of our company and where we're going. So I always like to start out Windstar Cruises, that's 180 degrees from ordinary. And I'm going to share that with you. But before I do, I always like to talk about who owns Windstar, right? There's a lot of folks out there that don't realize we are a part of a big travel organization called Xanterra Travel Collection. And Xanterra Travel Collection was actually started over 150 years ago by Fred Harvey. And we're part of a global hospitality, huge travel company based out of Denver, Colorado. We operate in over 30 countries, but our legacy has been growing. And the current company is owned by Mr. Anschutz, Philip Anschutz of the Anschutz Corporation. And like I said, we're a private-based Denver company. And I like to show, who we are and what part of this collection. And as you can see, in the logos below is where we have country walkers, Vermont bicycle tours, Grand Canyon railroads. We do all of the parks, the concessions for the national parks, the ticketing for the national parks. And Mr. Anschutz also owns the beautiful Broadmoor Hotel in Colorado Springs, Colorado, and Sea Island Resort in Sea Island, Georgia. So this is a part of our big portfolio. And we're very excited to be a part of it. And a real quick story is many, many years ago, Mr. Anschutz he would sail on Windstar as one of his favorite vacations. He would go with his wife, that he loved it so much and she loved it so much, he bought the company. And so we're now a part of this wonderful travel collection. And I like to share that because a lot of people don't realize, who we're a part of. Some of us think we're either individual or we go back to the old Carnival Corp days, but we're part of this great travel collection, Xanterra. But before I even get into anything, as we all know, it's Travel Advisor Appreciation Month, and it started on May 1st, but we love to celebrate you the entire month. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to start off the presentation with what we're doing for you and why we're doing it. I say is Travel Appreciation Month is very special to all of us in the industry because without you, there is no us. And I think every single supplier could state the same thing. You represent a huge majority of our business, and it's why we continue to grow our sales team and add more sales support in the field and behind the scenes. Is because of you. And so a little bit about the program. So on May 1st, we launched a Travel Advisor Appreciation Day, and this is our time to celebrate you. And I'm going to share with what we're doing. So we are offering cruise giveaway. Now, I know a lot of folks are giving away cruises, but we're giving away a lot of cruises. And we start off by every time you make a new booking in the month of May, and if the sailing and the booking sails in 2024, you will get 5 entries into this raffle. And we're going to give away 4 cruises at the end of the month. But every time you make a booking, that's 5 entries. If you make another booking and it's for 2025 and beyond, that's another 2 entries. And if you complete our Star Specialist program, which is our online program that we reinvigorated over a year ago, and I'll share some of that at the end, you get another 5 entries. So if you just do one of all 3 of those, you'll get 12 entries into this fabulous program. So I wanted to share that with you. In addition, we have bonus perks for our travel advisors. So we're going to offer you a $100 commission bonus for each cabin that you book during the month of May for any new to Windstar guest on a 2024 sailing. And what that means is if you have a client that's never sailed on Windstar, and we know that, you're going to get a $100 bonus commission. And again, we'll look at this at the end of the month and we'll run the calculations. And if you make 5 or 6 or 10 bookings, you're going to get a $100 commission bonus for each booking. In addition, if you take our Star Specialist program, or if you're taking it and you complete it in the month of May, you will also earn an opportunity for a fam trip. And a fam trip is a hosted fam trip that we have, but also in our Star Specialist program and in our Advisor Hub, I'll share that at the end, we have travel agent rates and that we call fam trips. And if you purchase a fam trip and you sail, and then you come back from that trip and you make a booking within 120 days, you're going to be able to, if you make 3 bookings upon your return, you're going to get your fam trip money back. So these are a couple of things that we're doing to celebrate you, and we're very excited about it, and hopefully you'll take good advantage of these promotions. Now let's talk about our ships and who we are and why we are 180 degrees from ordinary. And this is this is our tagline that we've been using since 1984. And so what does 180 degrees from ordinary mean? Well, simply put, it's where the big ships what the big ships don't do and what they can't do, and it's what we do opposite of it. So that's why we call it 180 degrees from ordinary. So we offer private yacht style cruises with 148 to 342 guests, and that's on now what's going to be 3 different classes of ships, which I'll share in a little bit. So we currently have 2 styles of yachts, which is our classic sailing yachts, which is what we call our wind class yachts, and our luxury all suite yachts. And then we offer these really carefully curated itineraries where the big ships can't go. And we're continually adding to these and enhancing these itineraries and listening to our guests. And if we can go there, the ships can go there, we're going to make it happen. But what's really nice about us is we're very casual. It's a very relaxed atmosphere. We like to say country club casual, smart casual, resort style. So that you're not going to see suits and ties on our ships. It's for men, it's button-down shirts, collared polos, and for women, it's casual that you would wear in a country club style atmosphere. We also the official cruise line of the James Beard Foundation, and I'll share a little bit about that. But we're going on 10 years with our award-winning itineraries and recipes in partnership with the James Beard Foundation. And the real nice thing that we do for our guests is we have an offer. We give them an offer of either an all-inclusive vacation resort vacation or cruise only. And so I'll share a little bit about how that works. And of course, what we're really known for is our genuine and thoughtful service. Our crew is outstanding. It's the #1 comment we get from our guests when they come back from a Windstar sailing is what makes us so special is our crew. In addition, we have these beautifully appointed ocean view staterooms and suites, which I'll share. We have open dining, so there's no reservation fees. We're not charging any upcharges for specialty restaurants. There's no nickel and diming, complimentary 24-hour room service. All of our non-alcoholic beverages, including our specialty coffees, teas, and soda are included. We have our signature onboard barbecue on selected itineraries, which I'll share, our beach parties, which is fabulous on selected itineraries. We have this great open bridge tour that we do that is available for all of our guests that can do it anytime they want, and you get to experience what it's like to be on the bridge. We offer our complimentary water sports platform, and of course, our World Spa by Windstar. Now, the awards, boy, we have a lot of them, and they keep racking up, but I'm not going to go through all these. I'm going to just tell you about the ones we're very proud of. Of course, we're very proud of all of them, but the one that is really close to my heart is the ones that we won last year and we won earlier this year, and that's from the Travel Age West Awards and from some of other partners, is our small ship cruise line providing the best travel advisor support for our partners. And that's really special to us because you're so important to us that we want to make sure that we're taking care of you, that we're answering your calls, your questions, anything that you need within a 24-hour business period. And we're going to continue to strive to be the best in that area. But as you can see on the screen, we have a lot of awards that we've been winning and continue to win. And then another question that we get, and I get, and our team gets, is tell us about who your passenger is, who they are, who is the perfect Windstar guest. Well, I'm going to tell you that I've sailed 4 times, and what I'm about to share with you is exactly who these guests are. Our demographics, they're a bit spread out, 45 to 70 years old, and that's mainly because of the different itineraries that we offer. The younger demographics tend to go towards the Med, the summer Med in Greece and Italy, and certainly Tahiti. But then we offer longer itineraries, anywhere from 11 days to 55 days. So that tends to bring the demographics up. But from a demographic side, they're all well educated. They come from affluent households with income of 250,000 plus, primarily couples. They love to travel in small groups. They love traveling together. They love meeting other people. They're professionals, business owners, such as yourself. And they have families with older children. And one of the things that we've been finding out with this group, as we call them our cruising parents, is they take their vacation with their children, older kids at home, and now it's time for mom and dad to go out and do a vacation with their friends or on their own. And they want to do something special. And we also do a lot with honeymooners. And again, that's to the romantic destination of Tahiti and of course Med, and we're now seeing even more honeymooners even doing their summer vacations and summer honeymoons to Iceland. Values, they have a convenient alternative for value, right? So they love the all-inclusive vacation, but now they want to experience what it's like to be at sea. Their destination immersion. They love the port intensive itineraries, which we do. We do a lot of overnight port inclusive intensive itineraries, romantic escapes. They love to explore the world, gain new perspective on different destinations, and they love that more intimate vacation than what you see on the mass market cruises. Their lifestyle, they are very young at heart. A lot of our customers, I get questions all the time, is who is your competition? And we like to say river cruising is really our #1 competition, and that's where a lot of our guests are coming from. They're coming from the river cruise market because they like the small ship experience. They like the overnight in ports. They like the freedom to go on and off as they can, and the destination immersion. They're discerning world travelers. They love arts, home decor, food and wine, which is what we have with our selection of our James Beard Foundation cruises and James Beard Foundation menus. They want unique experiences, and that's what we're offering with all these new destinations that I'll share. They're very active, and they're socially connected. So that's who our guests are, and I'm sure you all have this customer. So this is the Windstar customer. Think about that. Take a picture of this slide, and that's the Windstar passenger. I talked a little bit about our crew. This is what makes us really special, and we like to say, if we can, we do, which means if there's a special request, we're going to make it happen for you. Our crew is just unbelievable. They're so genuine. They know your name by the end of the first day. They know what you like to drink. They know what you like to eat. They're constantly greeting you. They welcome you with a smile. They offer personalized experience, and they come from all over the world, and they just love being on board our ships and really servicing our guests. So I talked about choice, individual choice, and one of the things that we offer is our all-inclusive cruise fares. And this is where we include Wi-Fi, we include all your gratuities, all your unlimited beer, wine, and cocktails. And I can tell you the cocktails are premium type cocktails with high name brands. especially when it comes from your colored liquors, like scotches and bourbons. I mean, it's just amazing what we offer. And it comes out to about $89 per person per day. The nice thing about this, if you pre-book this for your customer, you're going to get 10% commission on this. And this is something that we've always done, but we're including this now in how we report our revenue to you. So you can pre-book all this. It's going to be 10% commissionable. If your guest doesn't know yet and they wait till they get on board and they decide they want to buy the package, then it's $10 more per person per day. So another question that we get is, why does Windstar not just go all inclusive? Well, because it's a choice, right? Not every guest that we that sails with us wants the unlimited wine, beer, and cocktails package. They don't feel that they're going to have more than one or two drinks today, or they don't drink at all, so they rather not do it. And then we offer a cruise only fare that they can purchase, or you can purchase just a Wi-Fi package. So there's a bunch of different things that we offer. And again, it's that freedom of choice. So now I want to talk a little bit about our ships. And we have a lot going on, especially in the wing class ships. We're calling this new refresh is what we call setting our sails. And our wind class ships right now, we have three of them and they're fantastic. It's the Wind Surf, which is our biggest ship at 342 guests. And we have the Wind Spirit and the Windstar, which are two sister ships at 148 guests. These are our classic sailing yachts, right? They're 188 square feet of staterooms. They have these beautiful, unique suites. But the really nice thing about it and why people love sailing with us is the wide open teak decks and the feeling of being out at sea. And this class of ships is going through a 30 million upgrade, and we're doing it in two phases. So I'm going to share a little bit about what we're doing. And we just completed phase one of the Star, and this is the new lounge, and it's beautiful. You can see. Oh, I don't have before, but I can tell you this is a beautiful new look of the lounge with a lot of dark colors. We have the Amphora restaurant, which is our main dining room, which is our main dining room on all of our ships, just absolutely beautiful. The Yacht Club, this has all been redone, and it's also acts as our specialty coffee bar. And it's just a wonderful place that our guests love to relax in the morning and have coffee or read a book or play games or even do some work if they have to. And then our pool deck, which was redone. As you can see, it's wide open pool deck, all redone, new decks, new furniture. Our staterooms at 188 square feet, just all redone in these soft, nice, beautiful colors. Here's our suite. This is the owner suite. Oh, sorry, there's a regular suite. This is the owner suite. Beautiful. And then we have our Star Plus class ships. These are the three sister ships, all at 312 guests, the Star Breeze, the Legend, and the Pride. These were all redone during the pandemic where we stretched them and we added a new section right in the middle. We took them over to Fincantieri, stretched them, dropped in 50 new suites, a new spa, a new pool. We have our beautiful yacht club that was redone. This again on every one of our ships. Just beautiful. This is where the coffee bar is and an area just to relax. And Candles, which is our evening specialty dining restaurant. It's our steak and seafood restaurant that you can eat out under the stars or you can eat inside, but we have tables up to 6 and tables as small as 2. And then Compass Rose or Lounge. So what I'm showing you here is identical on all three ships. This is heavily used before dinner and after dinner. This is where our entertainment is at night. Our new pool deck. This is where we do the outdoor barbecues during our cruises that we offer the barbecues, of course, weather permitting. This is a standard ocean view suite, 177 square feet. This happens to be a picture window suite. As I mentioned, 277 square feet, walk-in closets. The configuration in this particular picture you're seeing is in the new edition where the sleeping area is at the window and the sitting area is when you walk into the suite. We also have it in the reverse. So if your guest would like to have the sitting area over by the window or the French balcony, they can have that option as well. All of the suites have walk-in closets. This is the Grand Owner Suite. It's absolutely beautiful. We have two like this. It's 1,300 square feet, actually 1,370 square feet. As you can see over in the top right, far right, that's the additional suite that is added on as an option. All of our bathrooms are spacious, walk-in showers, dual vanity sinks. And then, of course, what we've just recently announced and we're very, very excited about is our new two star ships that are going to be coming in 25 and 26. And this is the Star Seeker and the Star Explorer. The Star Seeker will be out in December of 2026. The Star Explorer will be out in 2027. Of course, these are rendering. The one ship, the Seeker, is in the shipyard right now being reconfigured. We're taking both of these ships and we're updating them to Windstar standards. So we're adding in a yacht club, we're adding in a new spa, we're adding in a new specialty restaurant, and we're doing some design changes that make them look like the Star Breeze, Pride, and the Legend. And these ships are a little bit smaller. These are 224 guests. So these are actually like the size of the original Star class ships before they were stretched. We don't have deployments on these yet, but they'll be coming out in July. So very excited about where we're going to go and the new opportunities that are going to be there for these two fantastic new ships. So some of our itineraries, where do we go? Well, we go all over the world, and we have select sailings where we go maybe 3 or 4 sailings a year, like our Canary Islands, which I just came back from, which was fantastic. Our Star Collector voyages, our cruise tour. We have our cruise and air hotel packages for Tahiti. And then we've introduced our Grand Adventure, which I will share with you. Popular destinations, we like to call it our core 4, which is Tahiti, the Caribbean, the Med, and Northern Europe and Iceland. So you can see some of the destinations that we go to. Very, very exciting. I'll go in a little bit more detail on some of the itineraries. Tahiti, we like to call it Tahiti redefined. So what does that mean? So we brought in the Star Breeze this year. The Spirit left in February, is going to the Med and Greece. So we've doubled our capacity in Tahiti because of the popular itinerary, and we've been there for over 36 years. We've now doubled the capacity, and we brought in an all-suite ship into this market. But the good news is, because we continue to grow, in 2026, we're going to bring the Spirit back, and we're going to have 2 ships in Tahiti. So Tahiti, again, very popular, especially as I mentioned earlier on with romance and wedding destinations, and just groups. It's fantastic. And why does it make it fantastic? Because we can visit up to 11 islands. We sail round trip Papeete 7 days, but we go out as many as 14 days. We sail to the remote Marquesas Islands. And of course, the best part about Tahiti is really the cultural experience that our guests will enjoy. We do snorkel with their manta rays and cruise tour air packages. So this is the only itinerary right now that we do offer an air package with the cruise tours. And then of course we have the over the water bungalows, and we just recently announced our partnership with the Brando. So our guests that are in the owner suite can take advantage of our package with the Brando. And just some quick pictures of our core destinations. Greece, as I mentioned, we've doubled our capacity for Greece this year. So we have 2 ships sailing to Greece. Of course, Ephesus, which is one of the main destinations that we go to, and we offer this destination discovery event, and we offer the Delphi and Meteora cruise tour. And then the fabulous Canary Islands. And I have to say, I just came back a week ago, and wow, what an experience. We did two sailings this year. We're expanding it next year from November 2025 into February 2026. It's just absolutely spectacular. These beautiful volcanic islands over in the Canary Islands. And one of really the highlights of this is actually in Portugal, in Madeira and Funchal. So a lot more to come on this, but if you've not been to the Canary Islands, or if you guessed, this is definitely a bucket list. And so I just mentioned that this is just happens to be a beautiful view of the ship out there in our previous season. And then Winter Med. This is something new that we started in December of 2023. So originally we were going with the Star Legend to the Middle East, and of course, for obvious reasons, we had to move quickly, and we put the ship into a Winter Med program, which was Barcelona to Rome, Rome, Barcelona, 7 days, and was just spectacular. We're expanding that come this October from the 21st through March 26th, and we're going to add some new destinations within this 7 day cruise. We're going to do more overnights. I can tell you, having sailed myself there in January with a group, the weather was absolutely fantastic. And I'm telling you, 55 to 65 degrees every day, light coats. And it was so nice to experience some of these bigger destinations where the bigger ships go in the summer and where they're by ourselves. So getting to walk up into the Colosseum in Rome and to the Vatican and being able to walk around, Nice and the beautiful town of Lucca with no crowds was just absolutely spectacular. And we had an opportunity to engage with a lot of our travel partners and invite them on fam trips, and we were able to show over 400 travel advisors experienced this itinerary this past year. So again, if you have guests that want to do the Med and want to be away from crowds, this is a great an opportunity to sail on the Winter Med program on the beautiful Star Legend. Iceland, which is on the Pride, which is our summer itinerary, which starts in June with our comprehensive cruise tour, is extremely popular. And so we have some great opportunities right now in Iceland. Some more of our popular destinations. I mentioned our core destinations of the Caribbean, but also Costa Rica and Panama Canal. We're going to be doing the marvels of Ecuador and Peru coming up, and of course I mentioned the Canary Islands. And now we've also announced our 55-day Grand Caribbean adventure on the Windstar from January 4th to February 28th. And this came out of an idea of when a lot of the world cruises were selling out quick, and there's a lot of guests out there that love world cruises. So we decided that we were going to try something, not so much a world cruise, but a Grand Caribbean adventure. And we're doing this 55-day cruise around the Caribbean. And here's a map of where we're going to go. We're going to do round trip Phillipsburg, St. Martin, and it'll go from January 4th to the 28th. But you can see some of the highlights of where we're going to go. And then in 2025, December 2025 and 26, we're going to do South America, and we're going to do Ecuador, Peru, and the Panama Canal with optional excursions to the Galapagos and Machu Picchu. So we're very excited about this. This is brand new for us. And this is the cruise tours. We're going to do Costa Rica, South America, Greece, Mediterranean, Tahiti. So we're continuing to build our cruise tour packages and our culinary experiences. So I'm going to share a little bit about what we're doing. I mentioned the James Beard Foundation, but our guests just love it. They have the opportunity to do these market tours with the chef. I talked about our casual open dining, no charge for reservations. Our secret recipe, I would like to say, is every single one of our menus have a James Beard Foundation selected item that's on each and every night. And then we have the cruises that our guests can sail with our award-winning chefs. We do wine pairing with the chef. We do cooking demos. We do shoreside market tours. We have 6 of those next year. They sell out quick. We do groups on them. It's absolutely fantastic. Another thing that we've done when it comes to menus is we incorporated a whole food plant-based menu that we partnered with the National Health Association, and they actually helped us design our menu. So every single menu item, including our buffets, including room service, has a whole food plant-based menu item on it. And then life on board. What's it like to be on board a Windstar ship? Well, of course, the spa. Everybody loves the spa. Very popular on sea days. We redid them on the 3 Star class ships. But the water sports platform, they're available on all of our ships, including the 2 new ships that'll be out. Of course, itinerary, it's based on the itinerary and the weather and the destination, but this is a fabulous day where our guests can enjoy the water sports platform, and we're redoing this entire area, adding new toys. This is going to be fabulous. And our open bridge policy, as I mentioned, so our guests can come and talk with the captain or any of the officers and get a tour of the bridge. We do our signature beach party. This is, based on itinerary. And if we don't do the beach party, we do the signature onboard barbecue, which is really a highlight of the cruise. We close all the restaurants down. We pick a night during the cruise where we know the weather's going to be good, and we do this outdoor barbecue, which just has an unbelievable amount of food and entertainment, and it's just really an experience our guests talk about the entire week. So coming to the end, I just have a few more slides I want to go over, and it's really this is all about you. It's our advisor support, right? What do we do for you that makes us easy to do business with? And it's our star promise, right? We want to make sure that we are giving your guests the most extraordinary guest experience. And your guests are so important to us, but more importantly, you are the reason why we're so successful. So we want to make sure that you get outstanding education programs. We give you the advisor service by building up the support that we have, in-house and certainly out in the field. And we want to make sure that we're constantly giving you fresh sales tools and support. As a matter of fact, we have a new trade marketing manager. Her name is Marta Minash, that works with us very closely, that's putting together some fabulous tools for all of you. And we store them on our advisor hub, which you can see on the right side of the screen, and how to get on the advisor hub, which we have Book Windstar Online, a Star Specialist education program. And this is what the hub looks like for now. We're going to be changing it, but this is where you can find everything. You have quick links to our Star Specialist program, Book Windstar Online. Many of you may have heard we just moved to a new reservation system. It's an upgrade from our Seaware, so we're turning that over now. So our Book Windstar Online will be back up in a few more days, but this is where you can get your collateral, where you go to advisor support, you drop down, and then you can get our groups program, our sales team, where you can see who your regional sales managers are, the fam trip link there, which takes you to the travel agent rate program, which there's a ton of dates that you can choose, forms to, or if you're setting up your agency, changing your agency, need a W-9, and then you have the marketing support link that's next to that, where you can get logos and images and videos and so on. And then our groups, right? Groups are extremely important to us. We have a phenomenal group program, starting with our Star Advantage groups, which saves you up to 10% for your guest, tour conductor credit of 1 for 9. But right now we have a special deal, which is 1 for 7, that runs through the end of the year. So take advantage of that. It's been doing really well for us. We've seen more groups because of this. A 1 for 7, that's 7 guests, not 7 cabins. And then your guest gets $100 per guest shipboard credit. If you have 18 or more, you get a cocktail party with hors d'oeuvres. And then for you, you get $100 per person bonus commission. And then our Star groups, which is our traditional group program and more on the itineraries that don't need as much help, you get up to 5% discount and a 1 for 9. And then your guests also get $100 shipboard credit and a complimentary cocktail party with 18 guests. So our group program, very, very important to us. We're continually to grow that. Here's what I just talked about. It's actually 1 for 7. And then a low deposit of only 15% for the cruise fare. And here's the advantage. This is the 1 for 7. And then how we make it easy for you, right? There's no block space. That's the nice thing. You don't need any money down, no risk to you. And the nice thing is it's guaranteed rate. So if you book a group of 10 cabins and you only sell 4, you're guaranteed the rate, you're guaranteed, the shipboard credit. You're not guaranteed the cocktail party, but these are all the things that we do to make it easy for you. And we're going to have a new announcement coming soon for for the group program. That's on the horizon. And then here's our Windstar regular page that you go to where you can find all our specials. And then this is our current offer. This is a great offer. So we have complimentary upgrade to all-inclusive fares right now for every travel advisor if you book a 2024 voyage with us, and that's good through June 30th. This includes the Wi-Fi, the gratuities, the beer, the wine, and the cocktails. It's what I talked about earlier. This is worth $89 per person per day. It's included in the fare right now. It's worth over $1,200 for a 7-day cruise. Wonderful for groups. And so, yeah, if you've got people that want to sail, book it before June 30th. They're going to get this fabulous offer. And then finally, my last slide, because I always get asked this, is do we offer solo supplements? And we do. We offer them as low as 0%. And this is on certain itineraries, but we never go as high as 200%. And there's other lines out there that, you know, if it's a sold out cruise or if it's one of their populars, it's $200 for solos. We don't do that. We'll go as high as 175, but we'll also work with you as well. But we do have solo supplements. We do have solo programs that we're working on. So I did want to share that because I do get questions on that a lot. And finally, as I started in the beginning, and I'll end with, Windstar does love travel advisors. So thank you. I raced through that in, I think, 45 minutes. So Johanna, that's it. What questions do we have?
You made great time, Joe. You actually got that done in 37 minutes. So you had 6 minutes to spare if you'd like.
Oh my goodness.
Well, did you have anything that you kind of like sped through that you wanted to just go back to? We do have some time here for questions, but I'm going to let some of the attendees kind of finish their thoughts in the questions module. So go back to whatever you need.
No, I think, you know, I'd love to hear the questions, and then I can elaborate on some of the things that, you know, maybe I didn't talk about.
Sure. So one of the questions here was about the Star Specialist program that you all offer there at Windstar, and they were asking if they had taken the program anytime last year. Are the requirements different? Does that carry over? Or if they need to start over, where do they begin with that?
Boy, that is a great question. So it depends on when you took it last year. If you took it after April, then you're all caught up. And I will tell you that we are adding new modules, like we're going to add new destination modules. We're going to add new group modules. If you took it before April, then I would suggest doing it over because it's completely redefined. It's really more video driven, right? So you're not kind of reading through a lot of pamphlets and PDFs. It's like 2-minute videos. It's really getting to know our product, and it's really a wonderful training tool. If you were to do it from start to finish, it'd take you no more than 2 hours.
They could get it done in today if they wanted to.
Yeah, exactly. So, and the other thing I wanted to say on that is if you started it, but you haven't completed it yet, like, so you want to complete it in the month of May, because that's when you're going to earn opportunities to sail with us, to sail, come back, make bookings, and then get your money back on the fam trips that you sail with us. So if you started it, try to get it done in the month of May.
Perfect. Great tip, Joe. And another question here regarding, you did go over it just a little bit at the beginning of the presentation about the Windstar traveler. Who should attendees or travel agents be looking for to get on board? Could you just go over that just briefly, or go back to the slide? So they're asking more about the average demographic that you all see on board, and income based.
That is another great question, because we get that, and I sort of rushed through that, but let me go back to that, because I will talk about a little bit more about who each demographic is. So we start out, one is what we call our sophisticated, we call them like sophisticated voyagers. So these are the folks that are a little bit older. They are well-traveled. They love to be pampered. Their household income is in that $250,000 household range. They are world travelers. They they are mainly they belong to a country club or a yacht club at home. Those are your business owners. We call them like our sophisticated voyagers. Then we have another group, which are, we call, they're more like your, I want to say active retirees. So they're a little younger. So they're like 58 to 62. So they're at right approaching retirees or have been retired for 2 years. A lot of these folks um, are your river cruisers, as with the first, first set of demographics I talked about, but they also are very young at heart. They love to travel with other folks. They love meeting other folks when they travel. And then I mentioned what we call our cruising parents, right? These are the folks that are more in that 47 to 51-year-old, 52-year-old. They have, older kids at home. They've taken their vacation and here it is. Sorry, it took so long. And they've taken their vacation and now they want to travel either as a couple or with a small group of friends. But here's a good kind of shot of all three of those that I just talked about kind of combined into one slide.
And within the portal that the travel agents can log into, is there anywhere that they can see this just so they can reference it as they're talking to clients or reaching out to clients?
Yeah, so actually, we actually have a PDF flyer on this, and
Oh,
it's in
perfect.
our, yeah, we actually have it. It should be in our marketing assets. If not, I'll make sure that it gets put up there. But we have a flyer that kind of looks like this that talks about who the Windstar client is.
Great. And just staying on this topic of who a Windstar client is, are there certain type of clients that you see going or more interested in certain destinations or certain times of year with
Yeah,
Windstar?
yeah, another great question. So, I mentioned the cruising parents, right? They're they tend to like Tahiti. They like the warm weather. They like romantic getaways. So that could be, it could even be the Caribbean, like Saint Martin, right? So, again, it's probably for those. It's probably going to be summer. Maybe when their kids are not in school, and again, like they're older kids. So that's what we call our cruising parents. The others. No, because they have the time to travel whenever they want, right? What we do see is we see a certain demographic that are heavy, like from the Northeast market, and that's more of what we call like our sophisticated voyagers or sophisticated travelers come from that older, little bit older clientele, like that 67 years old and then kind of that Northeast corridor, and then more of the active explorers or active retirees are more California based or Pacific Northwest based because they're very active. So that's just kind of where we see them coming from. But yeah, because they have the time, you're going to see them doing longer itineraries. You're going to see them very heavy in the Med, certainly Tahiti. Iceland is another one. And then you're going to see them looking at some of our longer itineraries, like our Grand Adventure I just talked about, the Panama Canals, etc.
Great. Thank you for sharing that. I'm sure that's going to be very helpful for our travel agents. And to go back to your discussion about groups, I know I'm making you go back through
Yeah, yeah,
your
sure. No, it's
presentation.
okay. I'm gonna zip
So
through
there's
it.
a few questions surrounding groups.
Hmm.
In regards to that topic, could you specify how many can you book for a group? Is there a minimum? Is there a maximum?
Jeez, what great questions.
That means they're paying attention, you
Yeah.
know?
So, in terms of the question, how many groups can a particular agent or agency book? Is that or up to how many cabins can you book?
I think up to how many cabins, but I think
Cabins.
it might be
Yeah.
good.
So yeah. So what we don't allow is we don't allow advisors to take a group out on every sailing, every itinerary, whatever. We're allowed. You can take two groups a month or um, out, and we don't really see much. And our groups are really more true affinity type groups. Like we see a lot of wine groups, we see a lot of food groups, we see a lot of family groups, multi-generational groups, but we're seeing more and more. So the maximum, we once you get up into the high, like I would say 50, 60, 75 cabins, which we allow, but we actually turn that over to our charters meetings and incentive area, because that's where you're starting to take out a large majority of our inventory. Remember, our ships are smaller, so once you get over that kind of 50% of our inventory, we move it over to our charters meetings and incentives. And then if they're pretty big, then we design a special contract based around deposits. But gosh, we love them. So if you have them, bring them our way.
Alrighty, and to stay on the topic of groups, let's say they do book a group and they want to have a special event on board or a special dinner. Are there any is there a specific process that they need to go through to set that up, or do they just contact a BDM at Windstar?
Yeah, so when you're setting up the group with us, it's just part of the request process. So let's just say it's a wine group, right? And they want to have a special reception for ABC Vineyards. We can absolutely do that, right? We can, and if let's say they want to do, if they need the lounge for a special type of a lecture or a meeting, we can do that. We have those opportunities.
Perfect. That is great to hear. And let's see if there are any other questions regarding anything life on board. Oh, okay. I see one here. It came in after you spoke about the solo supplements. So I think it triggered something there, but they are asking what are the cost of your entry level cabins? And if Windstar offers any military or first responder or teacher discounts.
Oh, boy, I'm telling you, these are great questions. I'll take the first question, or the
Sure.
first part of the question, which is the introductory rate, right? So it's really kind of a hard number to give, because our itineraries are so different, and range from 7 to 14 to 18 to 55 days. So it really depends on the ship, and it depends on the itinerary for the rate per person, right? I mean, I think it's probably best to just kind of look at what itinerary and go online to see where we start at. So for example, on our Star class ships, we have our porthole suites, then we have, and there's only like 8 of those, but they're 277 square feet. So that's going to be your lead-in rate, right? Then you go up to your picture window, again, same size suite, then you go to your French balcony, and then to your additional suites like classic, deluxe, and owner suites. So really it's going to depend on the itinerary. What was the other part of that question? Was the solo?
Yeah, so the question came in after solo rates, and they were wondering regarding solo rates. On top of that, as an additional question was, with the solo rate, do you have any military first responder?
Oh, military. Yeah,
Yes.
yeah. So it's funny that you mentioned that, because tomorrow at 1 o'clock I have a meeting on that. So we are looking at that. We're looking to explore military and first responder rates that is coming. Right now, we do, like I said, the rates that we do offer travel advisor rates, but that's coming, and we're exploring that. So stay tuned.
Okay, great. And I know that that is the second stay tuned news that we've gotten in this webinar. Are there any socials or Facebook groups that the agents can join so that they can get that information right when it comes out?
Yeah, so there's a lot of Facebook groups out there. There's if you go onto Facebook and you type in Windstar Advisor Groups, you'll see a few of them. Look for the ones that have obviously a lot of members, and I would definitely join that, because there's some great information shared there. I mean, absolutely great information. I find so much out by following those groups. So that I will share some other good news. As I mentioned, we just upgraded to our new Seaware Touch reservation system, which is just fantastic. We're rolling it out with like this. We rolled it out over the weekend, and our booking online tool will be ready over the next week or so. But with that, once we're set, we're going to start paying commission 30 days or 29 days prior to sailing. Right now we pay after sailing. So that's news and good news for our travel advisors, making you get your money quicker and faster and not having to wait for your customer to return.
And everyone loves to hear that. So that is very
Oh,
good news,
yeah.
Joe. Thank you for sharing that.
You're
One of
welcome.
our attendees, I think, missed your contact information from the beginning. If they
Yeah.
have specific questions, do you mind sharing that with them?
Well, let me go back. Well, I
And those
flip
are my
back.
favorite
What other
slides.
questions? What other questions
Uh,
you have for me? It's
Sure.
got to
So
be more.
let's move to I guess life on board because you did go over a bunch of the
Hmm.
suites and the amenities. Are there any places on board that are more geared towards kids or families traveling with kids?
So, no, no, so, not that we don't love kids. We do love kids. We just, we don't really have like kids programs. We don't have kids areas. We don't have kids menus, but we allow kids, right? We allow kids up to 6 years old. Um, and we do see them, right? We do see younger teens, and really we see that more in Tahiti. We do see it in Europe, but we see it more in the Caribbean. And really, the kids find, they find ways to keep themselves active because we're so port intensive.
Yes,
We're not really on board the ship, not too many sea days, right? And then of course in the Caribbean, we have the water sports platforms that are available when we do the water sport platform days. So
which I'm
the
sure
kids love
they
that as
love.
well. Yeah.
Yeah. And so for those travelers or those groups that may have the multi-generational with the kids who are 6 and older, right? 6 and older
Mhm.
is what they need, how old they need to be on board. How would you kind of pitch that to a client that has kids that wants to travel with their kids? What should they let, what should the agents let them know? Like, well, these are the things, this is the kind of, I guess, younger traveler or a youth traveler that would enjoy a Windstar cruise.
Yeah, so I mean, the big thing is when they're traveling with family, right? And so depending, let's say it's the holiday season in the Caribbean. Most likely they're going to meet other families with same kids the same age. Not a lot, but there will be some, right? Um, but they're going to be treated like an adult, right? They're going to be treated with phenomenal guest experience. They're going to be treated with great food, great ice cream sundaes. Kids love sundaes. We have phenomenal
I
ice
love
cream
I
machines.
love
I
ice
know
cream, so that's a
they're
good
gonna
thing.
love that. Like I mentioned, the water sport platform when we do that is fantastic. The itineraries, right? Again, we see more in kids like in the Tahiti and in the Caribbean, for destinations that have water sports like snorkeling and scuba diving. We see a lot of that, and if they love that, they're going to really really enjoy that experience. You're gonna be on board a ship you're going to be kind of free from crowds, right? There's not going to be a lot of crowds. There's not going to be a lot of waiting. Um, yeah, I mean it's just going to be a great experience.
Great,
It's
and I'm sure
it's like
that
I
with the
said, it's like I said, we're 180 degrees from ordinary. It's not what you're going to get on the big ships, right? You're not going to have race car, you're not going to have bowling alleys and water slides, but you will have a great experience. They truly will.
yes, no, I completely agree that Windstar is providing something a little bit different, but that is with all of our cruise lines, right? And so it's just
Exactly.
finding the perfect client for Windstar. And
Right.
so just to kind of piggyback off of that, now that we've talked about life on board, could you just touch base again on the excursions when they are? Because you did mention that you are at port a little bit longer, and so they can maybe could you talk about just the culture that they're going to be able to experience? Any private tours that you all offer? Anything like that?
Yeah, so one, you can pre-book your shore excursions online on Windstar Online. So that's one thing, and you can see, especially in our new reservation system, we can explain all the different types of tours that we have on each itinerary each day, right? And then of course you can book them on board, right? And we offer just oh gosh, 5 to 6, 7 different types of tours in each port. And I will tell you, you're not going to go wrong on any of them. I had an opportunity to do many, especially over in Europe and the Canary Islands, and I wasn't disappointed on any of them. In terms of private tours, I think we can certainly arrange that for you, but we don't offer them, but we can arrange them for you
Great, and I think that would
on
be
board.
great
Yeah,
for groups. Yeah.
absolutely.
And Joe,
Oh,
just to close
certainly for
out,
groups. Yeah, for sure.
yeah. And just to wrap up here, thank you again for sharing your contact information. So if you don't have it, attendees, please write it down or take a screenshot of it. Joe, thank you for being so helpful and providing all of this insight about Windstar Cruises. You guys are offering tons of travel agent um, exclusives like the cruise giveaway. I don't know if you want to just highlight that one more time before we sign off for the day.
Yeah, let's
I
go
think it's
back
the
to that.
next slide. I
Let's
was
go back to
excited
the
for
let's go
that.
back to the fun slide. So this is our Travel Advisor Cruise giveaway. And I would take a screenshot or a picture of this, and this is more chances to enter. And the nice thing is, I mean, we're going to offer 4 free cruises, but you have so many different ways to enter, right? So the first one on your left there, so each new booking that you make in 2024 counts as 5 entries. So if you make 3 bookings and they all sail in 2024, that's 15 entries you're going to get. Then if you make a booking for 2025 and beyond, because we have our deployment right now out until May of 2026, you're going to get 2 more entries. And then if you complete our Star Specialist program and you take the quiz and you finish it in May, you'll get 5 more entries. So it's a great program. There's going to be a lot of opportunities for you to win a cruise. And like I said, we're gonna do the drawings at the end of the month. We're gonna pick 4 winners, and hopefully one of you will win. And then let me just go to the next slide. This is our bonus perks, right? This is our $100 commission bonus, and this is for each cabin you book during the month of May for a new to Windstar guest, right? This is a guest that's never sailed with us on any 2024 sailing. You're going to get an additional $100 commission bonus on top of anything else we may be offering out there. And then our Star Specialist fan program, which I mentioned, finish the program, then you can take go online and look and take a travel agent rate. It's under FAMS, and if you sail, and let's just say it's $1,200 for you to sail, and you come back from your sailing, you have 120 days to make a booking. You make a few, I think it's 3 bookings. You make 3 bookings, we will give you the cost of that FAM back. If you make 5 bookings, and you bring a guest, we'll pay for your guest. We'll give you the money back for your guest. So that's another new program that we have out there.
Lots of new programs, and thank you, Joe, sincerely from the CLIA team and on behalf of the agents for supporting the travel advisors and giving them these great incentives and giveaways and just special things that you guys do for them. And I just appreciate your time this afternoon. And attendees, I hope that you can join us for the next one.
Well, thank you. I enjoyed it.
Joe, you have been great, and I thank you and the Windstar Cruises team for another perfect webinar.
Oh, thank you. Everyone have a great day. And if you need anything, please feel free to reach out. All the best.
Take care. Bye-bye.
Bye.